Good afternoon everyone. This is the files handling in Python. Yesterday I taught you about introduction to files, types of files, opening and closing a text file, writing to a text file, reading from a text file, setting offsets in a file. Now I will teach you about creating and traversing a text file. Now I already taught you about the tell and seek method. Tell method is basically useful for finding the current position of the file, and seek method is basically useful for finding the starting, that is beginning point of the text file. Okay. So in this I will teach you one of the examples over here. Wait a minute. So I already taught you setting offsets, that is tell method and seek method. After that the application of the seek and tell method. This is the program, and this print method is basically useful for the printing purpose. In Python directly we can print something. Okay, after that we are taking one of the variables, that is file object, then open method, and that in this I have mentioned one file, that is text file.text, and this is read and write method r plus. After that in the string we are putting this file object.read, we are reading this file, and again we are printing the string. Again we are printing something over here in, and then I'm writing comma file object.tell, that is your tell method, which uses for finding the current position of the object, that is 0. Again we are printing something, again we are using tell method, and seek will be 10. So we are finding the current position of the object. Firstly it is 0 and then it is 10. Okay. After that again we are printing something, and again we are using tell method, that is current position of the object, current position of the object, right? Again we are reading something and printing something. So according to me this array should be from 1 to 11. Okay, so it will be starting from 0 to 10, that is the array numbers is from 1 to 11. Okay, so over here they are taking the position of the file object 33, that I don't know why they have taken it. At actually according to me, that is initially the position of the file object is 33. If it is 33, that array should take it 33 numbers, right? And then I am going to move to 0th position to 10th position. Okay, understood? So the output will be what? The output will be a string. Whatever string we have, that will be the output. Okay, so if you are taking the numbers from 1 to 33, you have to move to 0 to 10th position. So the output will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is the answer. Then creating and traversing a file. Firstly we have to create a file, we have to traverse it, that is we have to find the position of the file object and move the file object to the desired location, that is your practice.txt. Then creating a file and writing the data. Firstly we have to create a file, and then we have to open the file, then we have to write the file, we have to read the file, and then the practice.txt will be open to write mode, read mode, and finally we are appending also it, that is by using a, and then we are finally shown the output screen. Okay, so this is the example. We are taking file object is equals to open practice.text w plus, that is read write. Then we are using while true while break. Okay, it is do while break. Instead of using do, we are just using while and break over here. If while true, data is input, enter data to save in the text file. Then file object dot write data. Okay, and writing it into the data. Then again we are putting it to the answer. Again we are taking the input. Do you wish to enter more data, yes or no? If yes, it is moved to the while. If no, it will break and closing the file. Okay, so this is the output. If yes, it will move to the while. Okay, so the answer will be enter the data to save in the text file. Python is easy to learn. If no, it will give to the no answer, that will be break. Then traversing a file and displaying the data. Traversing a file and displaying the data. So in this we are using to read and display data that is stored in the text file. We will refer to the previous example where we have created the file practice.txt. The file will be opened in the read mode and reading will be begin from the beginning of the file. Okay, we are traversing it and then we are displaying it. So over here we are taking the practice.txt file. We are firstly we are opening it, we are reading it, and then we are using read line over here. Again we are printing string, we are again using read line, and finally we are closing it. Okay, so we are using over here read line, print, and we are using close method. Okay, so this is the output over here. I am interested to learn about computer science. Python is easy to learn. Then we are talking about the code to perform reading and writing operations in a text file. File object open report.txt, read and write both. We are printing something, again we are printing something. We are using while, we are taking the input, then we are using write line, we go to the next line. Again we are using choice variable, input something. Again if choice is yes or no, we are taking it break. Again we are printing something, we are using tell method, that is from the current position of the text file. Again we are using stick, that is starting from 0. Again we are reading it and we are printing string and we are closing it. Okay, you can learn it by yourself also. I am just explaining you the code. Okay, according to me you should understood it. Okay, so the output will be enter. Firstly we are printing something, then we are going to while. So do you wish to enter more data? Yes. Then enter a sentence, my school contact number is something. Do you wish to enter more data? No. So it will move to what? The byte position. Okay, the byte position of the file object is 67. Okay, this is the byte position. This is from your file, reading the data from the file. So it will move to no, and again we are closing it. Okay, reading the data from the file, we are printing something and we are closing something. Okay, if choice is n, break, and the byte position of the file object is tell, that is your current position, that is your 67. Okay, understood? Then the pickle module already. Pickle module means what? The video game. Actually we are taking one of the example of video game, and it is taking all the data types like tuples, dictionary, list. Okay, and what is pickle module? We are taking one of the example of video game, and that we are taking the current state of the game, including the current level stage, your score, etc., as a Python object. Okay, we are taking it as a Python object, your current stage, your score, as a Python object. Likewise, you may like to store the Python dictionary as an object to be able to retrieve it. Okay, we are retrieving it, storing in the Python dictionary as an object, and then we are retrieving it. Okay, Retrieve means what? We are taking it as the input or the output. Firstly, we are taking the video game, then we are taking as the current stage, current level of the video game, our score as the Python object, and then we are storing it in a Python dictionary as an object, and then we are retrieving it. Okay, understood? So this is called as basically the structure. All the structure with the data is called as pickle. That module is called as pickle module. Okay, we are serializing it, pickle, used for serializing also and deserializing also. Okay, if we are serializing it, that process is transforming data or object in the memory to a stream of the object called as byte stream, that is random access memory, that is your temporary memory. These byte stream in a binary file can then be stored in the disk or in the database, or that is through the network. That is serializing process is called as pickling. Okay, understood? Serializing is what? Serializing is basically transferring the data or object in the memory. Okay, object in the memory or transferring the data in the memory, that is random, to stream of bytes called as byte stream. Okay, streaming means what? Flowing the data. So that will be in the temporary memory, and transferring that data, or we can say that object in the memory, to the stream byte called as byte stream. This byte stream in the binary file can be then stored in the disk. This byte stream, whatever data we have, that will be stored in the disk or in the database through the network. That serializing process is called as pickling. And deserializing or unpickling means what? Inverse of pickling process, where the byte stream is converted back to the Python object, directly converted to the Python object. Okay, and this we are using dump data and load data. Now we will see what is dump data. Dump data means what? This method is used to convert, that is pickling, Python object from writing data in the binary format. Binary file, writing data in the binary file. This method is used to convert pickling, that is converting that object. Deserializing already we saw, that is unpickling, inverse of pickling, that byte stream is converted back to the Python object. And over here pickling means what? We are converting the object to the byte stream. Okay, so that is converting is your pickling only. So we are using this method for writing data in the binary file. We are using this method for writing data in the binary file. We are using this method for what? Writing the data in the binary file. Binary file format में we are writing the data. Okay, the file in which data are to be dumped needs to be open in binary write mode, that is WB, that is writing in binary mode. That is your dump. Okay, this is the syntax: dump data object, that is file object, where data object is to be open, that has to be dumped to the file with the file name, that is file object. So over here we are taking the example student, roll number, name, gender, marks. So what we are doing over here, we are taking one of the example: import pickle, list values 1, that is roll number, name Gitika, gender female, and marks 26. The file object open mybinary.dat, WB we are writing in the binary format. Okay, then we are using dump list values, okay, and file object. Okay, we are writing it, reading it. So that is the use of dump. We are writing also and we are reading also. We are taking the data as the input and then we are writing it and we are reading it, that file format. That the extension is dat. Okay, then load method. Load method is what? Load method is used to load unpickling data from the binary format. We are taking dump method, that is the converting, pickling the object to the binary string, and we are using load, that is unpickling data from the binary file. Okay, we are moving to the loaded open binary read, that is a read binary mode. Over there it is a write binary and here it is read binary. So store object, load file format. So over here we are using file format and storing the new file handle called as storing object. Import pickle, we are printing something, file object open my binary.dat rb, that is read binary, then object where pickle load file object dot close print object where. So over here what we are doing, unpickling the data in the Python, we are importing pickle. Okay, that load example is what we are printing something. Again we are taking file object as a variable, open that file, read binary data, then again we are taking object where as the variable, we are using pickle dot load file object, that is opening the file, read binary data, and we are closing it, and then finally we are displaying the object variable, that is object where. Okay, this is the output. The data that were stored in the file are 1 Gitika F26. Okay, that is your unpickling data in Python. Then next one is file handling using pickle module. File handling in using pickle module, as we read and write data in text file, similarly we will be adding and displaying the data for binary file. Okay, we are displaying the data for what? Binary file. We are taking the example also, 2.8 example. Okay, in which we have the record of employee from user and appends it to the binary file TV. Thereafter the records are read from the binary file and displayed on the screen using the same object. The user may enter as many records as they wish to. To program also displays the size of binary files before starting with the reading process. This is the example. To perform basic operations on a binary file using pickle module. So over here we are using import pickle, print working with the binary files. B file is equals to open employee file.dat. AB means what? AB is basically useful for what? This is the basically working with binary file, program to write, read and employee records with the binary file. So over here we are using file handling using pickle module. Okay, AB is one of the file, and this we have record number is 1. Print enter records of employees, printing something, taking data from user and dumping in the file as the list object, while true. So we will take it this opening the file and emp file.dat. And what is AB basically, that I already told you. AB is basically useful for what? AB is basically useful for appending the binary data. Okay, appending the binary data, that is AB. We are adding something to that file, that is AB. Record number is 1. Print enter records of employees, printing something, taking data from user and dumping into the file as a list object. Dumping means what? Dumping means we are transferring the object, Python object, to the byte stream, and loading means converting the object to the converting the byte stream to the again to the pickle object. Okay, that is conversion only. So over here we have using while true, printing something, record number, then ENO. Again we are using int, input we are taking, again name we are taking, basic we are taking, employee basic, allow we are taking, that is allowances, then total salary, that is E basic plus allowances, then print something, that is total salary, then E data, E number, E name, E basic, allowances, total salary, that is in E data. Then we are dumping it E data to the B file, that is binary file again. Okay, that is object to the binary stream. Then ANS answer, we are taking input. Do you wish to enter more record, yes or no? Then record number is equals to record number plus 1. If ANS dot lower is equals to no, then printing record entry over print break, retrieving the size of the file. This is what taking the data from the user and dumping in the file as the list object. Then again we are retrieving it. For retrieving purpose we are using printing and b file, that is binary file dot tell, that is current position of the file. Then we are closing that file again. Then again we are reading that file. Again we are printing something. Then we are reading record, that is 1 over here. Then we are using try catch, that is try with open. We are using this read binary file as a binary file with using try. Then we are using while, that true, edata pickle dot load b file, that is binary file. We are using pickling, that is converting, loading, that again converting back the byte stream to the object. Then we are using printing read record. Then again we are printing edata. What is edata? Over here I have already mentioned edata. edata is your e number, e name, e basic, allowances and total salary that we are going to print. And then read record is read record plus 1. Already we have mentioned read record is 1, that is 1 plus 1, that is read record. Except EOF error, that is end of file error, pass, and then that binary file will be closed. So that is the output. Already enter records of employees, record number 1. This is the details of the employee. Then do you wish to enter more record? If yes, then record number 2, that is we are already taking over here read record is 1 plus 1 2, so we have to take 2 records. So the second record is 2, that is employee number, name, basic, salary, allowances, total salary. Do you wish to enter more record, yes or no? If no, record entry over. Then size of binary file, already we have taken in bytes. Now reading the employee records from the file, record number 1 and record number 2. These are the details. Okay. Now summary. We are using over here try except block. Instead of using catch, we are using over here except in the Python. Okay. So this is the summary. A file is name location as a secondary storage media where data are permanently stored for later access. Okay, we are permanently in secondary storage. We are storing the data permanently. That is your ROM read-only memory. Okay. The text file contains only textual information consisting of alphabets, numbers and other special symbols. Such files are stored with extensions like .text, .py, .c, .csv, HTML, etc. We are taking ASCII code also over here. End of line, that is called as special characters. Binary file consists of data stored as stream of bytes. Okay. Then we are using open method over here, close method, write method, write line method, read line method, read method, read lines method, tell method, seek method. Now what is the difference between read line and read lines? Read line method is basically useful to complete one line from where the lines are ending with new line. Okay, and read lines method reads all the lines and returns the lines along with the new line character as a list of strings. Okay, new line characters also, different characters, and this will be in the next line. Okay, read line and will be in the next line, and read lines will execute multiple character lines, that is the list of strings. Okay, then dump and load method, pickling method already I taught you. This is the exercise you have to learn, that is difference between text file, binary file, read lines, write lines. What is write? Write will be for the single string and write lines for the multiple string, that is multiple list. Okay, now this is the different syntax you have to explain. Then this is you have to learn. Then again you have to explain this difference, what is read, what is open. Okay, that you have to explain difference between the set of statements. Write a commands to write following lines to the text file and text hello text. Assume that the file is open in the append mode. Okay, write a commands to write the following lines to the text file name hello.txt. Assume that the file is open in the append mode. Commands you have to write in for opening it and the appending mode. Appending mode you have to take it as a binary file, that is AB, appending binary file. Okay, this is the Python program. You have to write hello.txt using question number 6 in the read mode to display its contents. What will be the difference if the file was open in write mode instead of append mode? That you have to read the questions and then solve it by yourself. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. You can ask me these questions. I'll solve you. I'll solve these examples and then let you know the answers. Okay, so you can go through this chapter, that is file handling in Python. Write the program to enter the following records in binary file. Okay, this records you have to write in binary file: atom number, integer, atom name, quantity, price. Already I taught you this last example using all the methods. Okay, tell, then seek, then dump, then load, then append, open, close. All methods you have to use in this example. Okay, so that's it for today. I already taught you 2 chapters. First one is your error handling, second one is your file handling in Python, and you have to solve these both exercises. And if you have any doubt, you can let me know. You can take my number also. You can write it down: 9696 326086. This is my number: 9696 326086. Okay, thank you so much.